Alright, this is a warning to anyone looking to buy a Denso O2 sensor from eBay that claims to be a genuine Toyota. This is the one I ordered. It was like $47 on eBay. It has... I've actually done this twice. This car, this Lexus RX300, I bought back in September. And this is for my uncle. He lives upstate New York. He's old and needs something with all-wheel drive. This car has 208,000 miles, so we figured we were getting some lean code P0171 and a bunch of other codes. We had NOx sensor codes, O2 sensor codes. They may have all been tripped by the vacuum leak. But as a preventive measure, since we got 200,000 miles, I figure let's buy some new O2 sensor. I put one toward the back of the engine. I bought it in October, and immediately I was getting a lean code that would occur every so often. The car would run like crap once the lean code appears, and the only way to get it to work correctly is you have to go into the fuse box here and pull the EFI fuse, which is this one right here, the 20 amp fuse. Turns out, well, after a while, I took it to my cousin who's a mechanic, and he did a smoke test, and it turns out it leaks. This is a common problem on these cars, so if anyone's got this problem, it leaks right here. This throttle body was from a junkyard I got recently. This is the original right here. Some bits and pieces were exchanged because, you know, I want to try to get the best parts for that throttle body over there. And this is the one. This one leaked very badly. I have a video that shows the new one, because this one also has a vacuum leak, but it's nowhere near as bad as the original. But there was smoke coming out of there. Yeah, I could see it in the camera, so it's definitely picking it up. So yeah, this throttle body leaks as well as the old one did. So shouldn't cause a massive lean code, but then my cousin came up with the idea, hey, change the front O2 sensor. This is this one. And this one, the same seller sold it to me. Claims it's a genuine Denso. It even says Toyota. You know, I compared it to the original on here. I think you can see it in the camera. Whatever. And it's not exact, and that's what clued me in. In fact, when I got the sensor, it didn't have any Toyota packaging or Denso packaging. The threads here didn't have any anti-seize grease, because typically O2 sensors have anti-seize grease. It had a crazy ugly cap on it that didn't fit and was off this sensor. And as soon as I put it in the car and I looked at the air-fuel trims, skyrocketed to like 50% and made a P0171, even though that this is bank 2, over there is bank 1. So I popped back in the original, and of course this side of the engine is fine. It's the back side that may not be fine. In fact, I ordered one from Rock Auto, like $130 for a Denso O2 sensor, but I'm winning it. But for anyone who's got a P0171, your problem may be related to here, this little area here where the shaft comes out and engages throttle. So you may need a new throttle body. This particular one right here. I didn't want to buy another one, or at least I don't think I could find this. You can actually just change this. In fact, you could see I put new bolts because I changed the gaskets on this throttle body. You can see I put new bolts here. Oh, damn, this phone doesn't work very good. There it goes. So you can see I put brand new bolts because these are pretty standard. I think it's M6 1.0 millimeter bolts, threads. So I just stuck those. It's better than these Phillips screwdriver bolts. But yeah, if you are looking to buy an O2 sensor for your Lexus, Toyota, whatever, these throttle bodies are used in many cars, so wouldn't be shocked if other people had similar issues. Just do a smoke test and avoid the eBay cheap, they claim to be Denso, because these also make the car run lean. I mean, the back one, the bank 1, is for a good long time was considering it would run lean, and sometimes it won't, and sometimes it will, and I can see that with watching the fuel trims. right now it's okay, but I ordered another one. I'm going to replace the back, and I'm dealing with PayPal to get my money back. But just be careful. The ones on eBay that look too good to be true are definitely too good to be true. Alright, so these are the two supposed Toyota Denso sensors. Let me see, this one here is the one I bought back in October, and it had convincing packaging, and it was, you know, it's a decent looking sensor. It had anti-seize grease in the threads here, which is what you'd usually expect, and it has writing. Both sensors are pretty much the same, so there are some minor differences. Yeah, right here it says, and this is pretty good close copy of what they made. Like, this is for a Lexus RX300 back in 1999. This is a pretty close facsimile. This one is the one I got in December. This one looks like it's been in another car, and the reason I say that was, besides not having the original box or the fake Toyota Lexus box, see how it looks here? Somebody had installed this, and there were no anti-seize grease, and there was a cap on here that doesn't fit this at all. So this was like repackaged and thrown at me. Now, I obviously got a Denso sensor from Rock Auto, and here's the box. This is supposed to be a genuine Denso, and it does look different than the copycat, and in some ways it also doesn't look quite like the original that's on the car. So here it is. There are a few things that are notable here. For one, there is no writing on the sensor, and according to the packaging, this one's made in USA, assembled in USA from foreign components. But that's the right part number for this car. Well, let's see here. The first difference is the holes. The copycat has much larger holes, whereas the genuine Denso has smaller. This might be the reason why the engine ran much leaner, or maybe this is a more sensitive sensor, because as soon as I installed this sensor, the engine went straight to 50% lean. I want to put back the original and did not. This is for the back of the engine. This is for bank 1, the front. This is for the front bank 2. The other difference is the connections here. The cheap copycat one is huge compared to the original. And this looks like the car. This looks like what's on the car. A much smaller connector versus the ginormous one here on the fake. Another difference is the threads. Believe it or not, this one here I could not install all the way into the exhaust manifold. Now this one I haven't tried, as I haven't put it in yet. This is just because I don't want to put it in the car and take it back out to show in the video. These threads here are smaller than these, so, and this would not go in all the way, so this thing kind of you can move it with a screwdriver, and I noted that. So the connectors are basically the same. And these things don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, they look pretty much the same. So yeah, if you're looking to buy an O2 sensor from eBay, particularly like for a Lexus RX300, this is the correct one. This is fake. And this fake, someone must have had the same problem like I did, where they put this in the car, noticed it ran super lean, because it must have been put on with an impact gun, as you can see on both ends. Because I installed this one, which is the exact same copycat as this, but you can see there's no markings because I used a socket and wrench, so there's no impact marks. This one had impact marks. Some mechanic must have put this in and found out this is shit. So if you're looking to buy a sensor for your RX300, it has to come in a box like this, and it has to have holes like this. But unfortunately, there is no writing. There is zero writing on the sensor, and I'm not sure why, but yeah, there's no writing on it. Whereas the fake has writing, and it copies the original 1999 look, but the font is not totally correct. I'm not going to pull it off the car to compare, but yeah.